I was a newlywed to bodybuilder Robby Robinson, and he was training in Gold's Gym in Venice, California on Pacific Avenue. I was just there watching him work out. The gym was rather full, and Arnold passed me by, and he groped my breast. It completely caught me off guard. I was just shocked.
A lot of this made-up stories. I've never grabbed anyone and they put up the shirt and grab the breast and stuff like that. This is not me.
You can listen to all the negativity, and you can listen to people who have never met Arnold or who met him for 5 seconds 30 years ago. Or you can listen to me.
Situations like the scandal that I've created that made my family split up.
It's a dark day in Gold's Gym. They're taking down Arnold's poster.
You have a lot of respect for Arnold? Is he one of your heroes?
Well, he was until he took his shit down. You know, that guy's a traitor, man.
Career as the governor is over. Pictures are back again. Arnold is back on the wall at Gold's.
Don't you think that anybody else has a chance to beat you like Robby Robinson?
No, come on, Joe.
You got to be more powerful than anything that can happen.
I think that Robbie's gonna be the great black hope.
If you let anything crack, just you don't. When he flipped it off, everybody was like,
Robbie, let's talk about Arnold for a minute. It seems like he's always changing the narrative, the story in his favor. It's just like Joe did with his magazines. Now Arnold does it in front of us. It's just basically he's shaping his own mythology. It's like, you know, it reminds me of a movie. It reminds me of the movie True Lies. Like everything he does is true, but they're lies. Or at least a lot of those things. He released a documentary on Netflix last year, and he talks about all these pictures that he had on the wall back in the day. And there's a scene, he is in the room, and you have all these pictures with all these like bodybuilders and athletes and black boxers and bodybuilders. But then when I found actual pictures from back in the day, there were like 3, max 4 pictures, and it was Reg Park. There were no black bodybuilders on that wall. That's one. He basically changed the wall to make it look good for the audience. During the election, when he became a governor, he took all his pictures off the wall in Gold's.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to be associated with bodybuilding.
yeah.
A few months after I voted for Arnold, his people told Gold's Gym to remove all of his images.
What is the meaning of this? It's a dark day in Gold's Gym. They're taking down Arnold's poster.
You have a lot of respect for Arnold? Is he one of your heroes?
Well, he was until he took his shit down. You know, that guy's a traitor, man.
The gym feels different now. The old Arnold's gone. And somehow, this time, I don't think he'll be back.
Career as the governor is over. Pictures are back again. Arnold is back on the wall at Gold's. He just changes the narrative, changes pictures are up, pictures are off. Okay, since we're talking about Arnold, I'm gonna bring out a couple of more things. I found a magazine, I actually got it on Amazon, 1977. This is an erotic magazine. It's called Weer.
Ooh.
And sexy.
OUI.
OUI. That's right. I had to cover her top.
Some
That's
bodies in those magazines.
Yep, I gotta be careful what I'm showing over here.
I'm telling you, really careful.
Here's what Arnold says. Now, mind you, when you have an article in Muscle Builder, it's highly edited and it's in your favor, meaning it will be changed. Here, I don't think there's much of a censorship. It comes out the way it comes out. This one talks about Arnold's adventures, and this is words of Arnold. He says, bodybuilders party a lot, and once in Gold's, the gym in Venice, California, where all the top guys train, there was a black girl who came out naked. Everybody jumped on her and took her upstairs, where we all got together. And then the magazine goes, a gangbang? And Schwarzenegger says, yes, but not everybody, just the guys who can F in front of the other guys. Not everybody can do that. So this is Arnold giving interviews.
Exactly.
The Los Angeles Times began publishing a series of investigative stories about Arnold's behavior towards women over the years, and it quoted a number of women who said they had been groped by him in one way or another. Very few would come forward.
I was a newlywed to bodybuilder Robby Robinson, and he was training in Gold's Gym in Venice, California on Pacific Avenue. I was just there watching him work out. The gym was rather full, and Arnold passed me by, and he groped my breast. It completely caught me off guard. I was just shocked.
3 days later.
A lot of this made-up stories. I've never grabbed anyone and they put up the shirt and grab the breast and stuff like that. This is not me.
You can listen to all the negativity, and you can listen to people who have never met Arnold, or who met him for 5 seconds 30 years ago. Or you can listen to me. I advise you to listen to me.
Situations like the scandal that I've created that made my family split up, and it's very painful to go through that and to talk about that and to recount all the details and all that. But that's what we wanted to do. I wanted to make a book that gives a presentation to the people of the whole Arnold and not just of the good Arnold.
In this magazine, he also doesn't acknowledge Joe Weider by name. He basically says, then an American promoter wired me to come and compete in the state. So that's another time. This is 1977. This is when he was going against Joe. Him and Joe were in the best terms.
Mm-hmm. That's a heavy book. OUI.
OUI. If you want to get
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. I got it on Amazon. You can find everything on Amazon and eBay. This is all from
amazing.
Another moment. You know, I don't really read much from the Weeders, but I had to get their book for this particular thing, Brothers of Iron. And this one is actually a copy signed by Joe Weider. Even Weider has a moment with Arnold where Arnold did not basically give Joe props that he brought him to the States. And I'll read this part from Joe Weider's and Ben Weider's book. He says, Arnold was a star on the rise, and one night he appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. When Johnny Carson asked how Arnold came to America and if somebody helped him out and showed him the way to the top of the bodybuilding, I was really looking forward to hear the full story. I about fell out of my chair when Arnold said no, nobody helped him. He did it all on his own. With a perfectly straight face, he told about coming to New York City on his own dime as a tourist. Somehow, the producer of Hercules movie saw him and was very impressed, and that's how he got discovered. Hearing that cock and bull story, I felt very let down. So even Joe had his moments with Arnold when he's telling the true lies. This happened even to the guy that brought him to the States and gave him the career that he had. Another thing, on the Merv Griffin show, he got asked, who's your childhood hero? And he said, oh, it's Muhammad Ali.
Schwarzenegger is here. You know him? Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know him?
Schwarzenegger.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You said that. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't say that, Ali. We'll be back in a minute with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's his name. 9 minutes before 8 right now. Muhammad Ali is still with us, and also Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But he's never mentioned Muhammad Ali before. He was just wanted to please the audience. He's always said that his father figure was Reg Park. I mean, I'll pull up the book again, Education of Bodybuilder. Here it is. He says, Reg Park became my father image. I pasted his pictures on the walls of my bedroom.
Reg Park was also the person that helped him get in the movie, because remember, Reg Park played Hercules.
Yeah, of course.
Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
So he already had some foot in that already. He went in there to the people that he knew that put Arnold in that position along with Joe Weider.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he had a team of people in this.
No, the team was there. The team was in place. But then he doesn't recognize, like he goes on the show with Johnny Carson, says, I came by myself. It wasn't Joe Weider. Then he goes another show. He says, my idol childhood hero was Muhammad Ali. It wasn't Reg Park.
Yeah.
But all of his books, I mean, and we know the reality is the story is different. But it gets even better. Joe Weider called out Arnold publicly in his own magazine, Muscle Builder, from August 1978, which is extremely rare and hard to find. Therefore, nobody today knows about this. In his article called Thanks is not a 4-letter word. In the article, Joe says that he normally doesn't watch TV, but when he heard that his longtime friend Jack LaLanne and Arnold would be appearing together on the Merv Griffin show, he decided to make time for it. Joe Weider continues, but what a disappointment lay in store for me. It started off well enough. Arnold came on looking very smart in slacks and a nicely cut sweater, looking most successful. Then Merv asked him a little later on, how did you get into this sport? Did someone show you the way? Who brought you to America? At last, a TV host had put the million-dollar question to bodybuilding's most successful star. It has never happened before, to my knowledge, and always when I asked Arnold why he never said a good word about Weider during interviews, he has said, because no one ever gives me the opportunity. They only ask questions that have nothing to do with my bodybuilding background. Well, now the question had been asked. I waited. Oh, Arnold said, I started back in Graz, Austria. I know, Merv interrupted, but didn't anyone help you at all, teach you anything, how to become a champion? No, said Arnold straight-faced. I have to say right out that I felt hurt, very disappointed at his answer to Merv. The world of bodybuilding knows only too well that I was instrumental in bringing Arnold to the United States and helping him become a great champion. You know, this whole story reminds me of Lance Armstrong, you know, the cycling athlete. I'm a big cycling fan, and Lance Armstrong never got caught doping and lying until he confessed live on an Oprah show. So he never got caught using drugs. He won.
I remember Lance.
Yeah, Lance. He won 7 Tour de France. He always tested negative, and he denied it. And he never got caught. He kept passing the test.
Right.
He knew how to cheat the test, so he never got caught.
He was great at that.
He was great at it, and I feel like it's very similar with Arnold. Like, he never confessed he had a child with a maid until the kid started looking like him, and it became undeniable. By the way, we both seen Joe at Gold's. I mean, he's a great kid, and you've taught him posing too. And I've seen him training hard and DJing some events, but that's Arnold. Like, until he gets caught, he doesn't confess anything.